What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome to a brand new Madden 23 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. It has been about a month since I made a video. If you watched that video, you know I was not too happy with Madden 23 when it first came out. A lot of wonkiness, a lot of weird stuff going on. And I'm not going to get into it. You can watch that video if you are interested in knowing the source of my frustration. But put the game aside for a little while, stepped away from it, came back a couple of weeks ago, and started working on some concepts and working on some things. To EA's credit, I think there was a couple of updates in there that sort of addressed some of the weirdness, though there was still plenty of it. But I think I have made my peace with this game. I'm ready to get started with my Steelers franchise. So the purpose of this video is to take a look at this roster and the players I have, talk about my long-term and short-term plans with these guys, and hopefully you may have some comments about what you think I should be doing with them. But the other purpose of this video, just briefly, is to talk about the focus of this channel going forward. So I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now. I did mostly Madden content. I did a Madden 21 Steelers franchise that went for 100 plus videos. I did a Madden 21 Bears franchise. I did a Madden 22 Steelers franchise on PS4. When I upgraded to PS5, I did another Madden 22 Steelers franchise. And then I did a third Madden 22 Steelers franchise when the Steelers made all those roster moves in the spring and signed Trubisky and all those guys. So, how many franchise videos have I done over the years? I have no idea. 150 plus, maybe 200. I don't know. But I do know that I'm putting up game after game after game. And I would really like to shift the focus of this channel from doing that to making content that is more helpful to people, that is more valuable to people. So I don't know who it helps for me to do these games over and over, maybe entertain some people. But what I plan to do with this franchise instead is to use it as a proving ground where I can work on concepts, learn different things, and then pass on what I learn in video form to other people who will hopefully benefit from it, and maybe have some comments for me that will help me to learn and get better at the game as well. So, that means I won't be recording every single game in this franchise. I'll probably put up a game now and then. If you'd like to see games, let me know. But, again, I don't know who it helps for me to put up game after game after game. I'd rather do content that is more valuable to people. I have some tutorials out there that are well received. I'll be doing more of those. So that's going to be the plan going forward. And the plan, again, for this video, which will hopefully be helpful for anyone intending to start a Steelers franchise, is to take a look at this roster, talk about what I'm going to do with it, and if you have any comments, please let me know. I would love to hear any ideas on what you think the future of these players should look like in the Steelers organization. So let's get started. And two things I ask myself whenever I start a franchise. The first is, how do I win with these guys I've got now? I'm kind of stuck with them for at least the first season. A lot of them have contracts that have taken them 2, 3, 4 years into the future here. So I don't want to make any dumb decisions financially. I'm mostly going to be letting guys play out their contracts. So, of course, I can trade for people if I want to. But for the most part, I'm stuck with this team, and it's going to be a gradual rebuilding process. And I can tell you, looking at this Steelers roster, the players I can see retiring as Steelers, I can probably count them on one hand. There may be some surprises in there, but there are not many players here that are off limits for trading or cutting or not re-signing. The second thing I ask myself when I start a franchise is, what do I want this team to look like 3 to 5 years down the road? What kind of offense do I want to run? What kind of defense? And the answer to that question will help me determine some of those decisions about who I'm getting rid of as time goes by in this franchise. So let's start at the quarterback position. And this guy, Kenny Pickett, 67 overall rookie. But he's going to be the guy. He's going to be my starter. And he is normal dev trait, kind of mediocre attributes here. Throwing power isn't great. Hopefully we can get that up to the 88 to 90 range eventually. But we will turn him into a superstar X Factor. He is going to be the franchise quarterback on this team. And he is a 24-year-old rookie, so his window for progression is not as good as it could have been if he were 21 or 22. But we will get him there. He's going to be the guy, and hopefully he is going to be a career Steeler. And we have Trubisky, of course, as well. On paper, he's actually better than Pickett. But again, the upside to Pickett with the progression, being a rookie. If we had to play with Trubisky, I'd be fine with it. But making the choice between these two guys, we're going to get Pickett in there from the beginning. And Trubisky's a capable backup. I'll have him for a couple of seasons. At the halfback position, Najee Harris. To be honest, I have mixed feelings about him in this game. And in real life, I'm very happy with him as a Steeler. But in this game, I kind of like to have a faster running back. So we'll see. He's got, I think, 3 years on his contract this season plus 2 more. We'll see how he progresses and decide if we want to lock him down long term after that. But he's going to be a very capable halfback in the short term, both running the ball and receiving out of the backfield. Jaylen Warren's going to be his backup. He's got a 4-year rookie contract. We'll be trying to develop him. And he'll be the backup. He's playing really well in real life, but really the reason he's going to be the backup here is just because I want him getting the reps and developing behind Harris. Snell, I believe, only has 1 year left on his contract, so we'll be saying goodbye to him after this season. At fullback, Derek Watt, a player I really like on the real-life Steelers, but won't be re-signing him whenever his contract's up. Happy to have him now, but what I would really rather is to have 3 tight ends and use one of them as a fullback when necessary. So the tight ends in this game tend to be much more athletic than the fullbacks, at least the ones you can draft. So that's what I'll be looking to do. We won't carry a fullback most likely. We will probably carry 3 tight ends and use one as a fullback. Wide receiver position again. Now we've got a good receiving core here, but the question with some of these guys is going to be, are they financially worth keeping around after their contracts are up? So Deontay Johnson has a pretty big contract right now, 3 years. You can take a look at his ratings; they're pretty good, and I'm sure he'll get better as he progresses. I've got Slot Apprentice and Slot-O-Matic on him right now. Really want a wide receiver apprentice, and I don't think Slot-O-Matic's what I want on him, but he's not qualified until some of his attributes get a little higher for some of these other things. Yeah, I want route technician on him when I can get it. So he's going to need 90 overall playmaker for that. So, again, we've got him for 3 seasons. He's a good receiver for the time being. Same with Claypool. Star at this point. Tall receiver, decent speed. And we'll get him up to superstar as well. Before too long. Pickens, I'm not quite sure what to think of. He's a star as a rookie. 90 speed, I'd like to see that come up a little bit. He's doing well in the games I've been playing so far. So for right now, we've got a pretty good receiving core. I would like to get Calvin Austin in there a little bit. He's pretty undersized at 5'8", 162. But 95 speed, 96 acceleration. He's just a rookie. Lots of progression ahead of him. But we've not seen him in real life yet. He's been injured. But I'm going to get him on the field in my franchise and see what I can do with him. We've just got way too many wide receivers on this team. I plan to keep 4 guys usually. So Boykin will be gone. Sims likely will be gone. Olszewski will be gone. Tight end, Pat Fryermuth, the player I really like in real life, but just too slow in this franchise. 80 speed, especially with the routes I'm running in Madden 23. Um, a lot of vertical stuff, a lot of seams for the tight end. I want somebody that's going to get downfield a little bit quicker. Looking for that 86 to 88 speed tight end. But he's a good player. I mean, he's fine for now. He gets the job done. Both these guys, same deal, just not fast enough. And Hayward's actually a little undersized for a tight end. He would be a guy I'd use more as a fullback. This offensive line, not good. Especially on all Madden, these tackles just get killed. You've really got to get rid of the ball quickly because they don't give you a lot of time. And we'll be rebuilding all of these positions here. That's going to be our focus of the draft, at least the first probably 3 off seasons, is to rebuild this offensive line. Dotson's one guy who has at least a little bit of a chance of sticking around. Yeah. Even James Daniels, I'm not thrilled with his ratings. I mean, we can draft and do better than that, I think. So we'll be rebuilding this offensive line. I say that every Madden, and it's just kind of the way it goes. Offensive line and cornerback are the 2 positions that I'm usually looking to draft for in the beginning of any franchise. So defensive end, Ogunjobi's going to be the starter here. He's actually star development. And, I don't intend to keep him for the long term, but a lot of these guys, I mean, he's only got a 1-year contract, I believe, at this point. But a lot of these guys are going to have to re-sign them for at least short-term deals because the alternative is just to go into the off-season having to plug holes with free agents and, undrafted players and things like that. So I kind of got to be smart financially and player skill-wise of keeping certain guys around until we can get things the way we want them. And Ogunjobi may be one of those guys that we signed for a short-term contract. Good player, but not a long-term guy, but definitely somebody worth having around. Cam Hayward, Steeler till he retires. 33 years old at this point. I don't know how long he'll be around. We got Fearmonger and Stonewall and under pressure on him. And still pretty good at 33. You can see his ratings there. He's getting some boosts from some of the scenarios. But one of the better defensive linemen in the game, even at 33. So he's sticking around until he retires. This defensive tackle position, Alualu, 35 years old, he won't be around much longer. Martavius Adams, really not what we're looking for. We'll be drafting for this position as well. Probably the first season, trying to rebuild these guys. TJ Watt, an outside linebacker, he's going to be a Steeler till he retires. And I've got Fearmonger, edge threat, and under pressure on him. And you can see his ratings there. He's be nice if he was a little faster, but other than that, there's really no way to complain. Defensive Player of the Year coming back. So, unfortunately hurt in real life. Hopefully he gets back on the field before too long. At middle linebacker, Miles Jack. I don't know if we'll keep him around for the long term. Devin Bush, I might. And the reason is just because of this 90 speed, 92 acceleration. Like to keep him. I don't want to swap him with Jack as the number 1, but I do think I'm going to be working him in to some situations to try to keep him on the field as much as possible and progress as much as possible. Star development right now, I'd like to get him up to superstar. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see if we keep him around. These 90 speed inside linebackers are a little bit hard to come by, so I kind of don't want to just get rid of him I'm not sure what his contract looks like here. So he's in a contract year. So that's a decision I'm gonna have to make by the end of the season, I suppose. Outside linebacker, kind of the same thing with Alex Highsmith. A little bit slow, a little bit low on the acceleration. Probably could do better in the draft, but I don't want to just let him go without having a good plan behind him. So another valuable player that I don't see fitting in for the long term, but don't want to be too hasty to get rid of. Cornerback position actually a little bit better than it's been in the past 3 Maddens. These two guys, Witherspoon and Wallace, at least 90 speed. I mean, that's not great, but I think these guys both have short-term contracts, so we'll keep them as we can. Same thing with Cam Sutton, but this is a position we'll be rebuilding. We're going to be looking for those mid-90s speed corners that can run with some of these faster receivers in the game. Fitzpatrick is hopefully going to retire a Steeler. Pick artist and acrobat on him. Take a look at his ratings. His speed's going to come up, I believe, or at least it has in the past. In Madden 22, he got up to about 93 speed, I think. So that will be good, and he is one that we will keep around. And Terrell Edmonds is one who I never plan to keep around, but he always seems to hang around. So I think he's one of the more underrated safeties in this game. Okay in real life, but I think in this game, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, we'll see what the future holds for him. He's one who may just kind of hang around as he has the past few franchises I've done with the Steelers. And he kind of did that this year in real life. Like they were talking about a bunch of different options at strong safety before camp, and they eventually re-signed him. So I was happy to see him come back. But it's kind of going to be that way in this franchise as well. Chris Boswell, I always release and end up re-signing, so he's another one who's kind of like that. We'll see what our cap money looks like. I'm not going to pay too much for him, but we'll keep him around if we can. Same thing with Presley Harvin. I'm not going to pay too much for a punter once his contract expires, but he's a player I kind of like, so if we can afford him, we'll keep him. And that's about it. So that's what this roster is going to look like. I'm going to be getting Sims in there as a punt returner probably. I'm going to have Calvin Austin returning kicks. I just want Calvin Austin on the field doing something at this point. So that's about it. And once again, if you have any thoughts on this roster, let me know. Let me know what you think I should be doing. If you have any thoughts on what I said about the franchise of this the direction of this franchise, let me know. But that's about it. I hope you have a great day. You know how YouTube works. Leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. But whatever you do, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next video.